The United States Army was founded on June 14, 1775 by the Second Continental Congress, and it was known back then as the Continental Army. Its ranks filled by men from the 13 unified American colonies, whose sacred mission was to fight and hopefully defeat the British forces here. Despite tremendous challenges and hardships, under the command of General George Washington, that 13 colony force ultimately achieved victory, giving birth to liberty within our newly independent nation. Today, the United States Army celebrates its 245th birthday, the oldest service branch in the United States military, a force that way back in the Revolutionary years had dedicated itself to bringing sovereignty and freedom to America. And that legacy continues as the dedicated men and women of today's United States Army remain trained and ready to preserve our independence and precious freedoms, committed to defending us from any foreign enemy that would militarily challenge our great nation. From the Battle of Lexington to the front lines of today's homeland battle against the coronavirus, your Army has answered our nation's call, the call to protect our people, which it has done so consistently and effectively for 245 years now and counting. From World Wars I and II to Korea, Vietnam, and the ongoing war on terror, America's Army has fought courageously to both protect our nation's freedoms and to restore freedom to other nations whose liberties have been swept away by tyranny, ensuring as well that such repression would never engulf our land. And now highlighting, if I might, on this special occasion, just one of America's great active duty Army units, this one in an historic division that's located right here in coastal Georgia. Speaking, of course, of the Army's 3rd Infantry Division, a locally treasured and nationally acclaimed fighting force. The 3rd was activated in late 1917, and within only a few months' training time, the division would find itself in the First World War in Europe. Then in July of 1918, by holding the line at the Marne River in France against a determined German force, the 3rd ID has been known from that time forward as the Rock of the Marne. Division soldiers were awarded 2 Medals of Honor for their heroics in World War I. Regrettably, that peace didn't hold, and too soon the flames of World War II would spread across Europe. The 3rd Division was a key part of America's effort to once again defeat the German forces. The division served more combat days than any other unit in the European theater. 39 soldiers of the division were awarded the Medal of Honor, to include its legendary Lieutenant Audie Murphy, who became the most decorated Army soldier in World War II. And a true fact to the present day, through all of the conflicts they faced, 3rd ID soldiers have been awarded more Medals of Honor than any other American division, representing an incredible level of combat courage and commitment for which both the Army and our nation are justifiably grateful and proud. Following the Second World War, either the 3rd Division or elements thereof have fought in Korea, Vietnam, and all the way up into the present in the various operations of the War on Terror. In fact, right now, there are over 5,000 3rd ID soldiers deployed and serving in over 10 countries around the world. Coastal Georgia's outstanding 3rd Infantry Division, the Rock of the Marne, understandably a great source of Army and community pride, as are all of the many other fine Army units that we're so honored and privileged to have stationed within our area, active duty, guard, and reserve. As for today's war on COVID-19, please know that the United States Army is very actively involved in this demanding fight. Another clear example of the Army stepping forward whenever the nation needed our soldiers' talents the most. That includes Army researchers, once again, on the front lines, dedicated to helping find as rapidly and as safely as possible treatments and vaccines for use in this vital homeland citizen fight. All the while, another valued asset, the Army Corps of Engineers, constructed hospitals, temporary ones, with over 15,000 beds. And medically trained Army veterans in great number volunteered to return to service in order to help treat and care for our seriously ill fellow Americans impacted by this deadly virus. The Army once again answered the call to assist and protect our citizens. As for the understandable concern among families about the well-being of new and already serving Army members, the Army has also gone to great lengths with specific protective protocols firmly in place to keep soldiers, Army civilians, and their families safe during this challenging time of COVID-19 stress. The Army was out in front of this very serious national medical challenge, immediately putting the health of our soldiers first, so that for our nation, Army readiness could safely be fully assured and maintained. America's Army members serve not only in our foreign conflicts, but as well with their current virus response. They serve our communities. So in many ways, right here at home, and sometimes heroically so. In late May, a soldier stationed at Fort Leavenworth in Kansas was in his truck approaching a major bridge when he saw a man already on the bridge get out of his car, and with 2 guns, he began firing randomly at the oncoming traffic. The soldier's training and instinct kicked in quickly. He knew that the gunman had to be stopped. So the soldier drove his truck forward, hitting the shooter from behind and trapping him underneath the vehicle. The gunman was injured, of course, but will live to face justice for his crime, which did end up injuring at least one of the oncoming drivers. The Army is justifiably proud of that Fort Leavenworth soldier's rapid response. He saved untold lives that day and truly is a hero. Army Strong proves once again to be far more than a motto. Our soldiers live it. Sharing the Army's birthday is America's beautiful national flag. As you know, Flag Day is also June 14th. For 245 years, there has been a powerful bond between the American soldier and the American flag. Serving and protecting our nation as soldiers do every day, whether here or far away, under America's glorious banner. The Army is pleased and proud to share its special day with America's flag, as both symbolize love of country and genuine, heartfelt patriotism, a very meaningful core Army and American value. America's Army today, active duty, Guard, and Reserve, is the best prepared, best equipped, and overall the most powerful land warfare fighting force in the world. And whenever our nation has needed the United States Army, during these past 2.5 centuries, this stellar force has been there at America's side, dedicated, loyal, superbly trained, and always ready to protect our precious liberties. America's Army stands behind its solemn oath to defend American freedom and our way of life. Army soldiers, Army civilians, and their families represent the very best of America and proudly live by the long-standing Army values of leadership, duty, respect, service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. On this anniversary of the Army's founding, we give sincere and special thanks for those dedicated, courageous men and women who, through the decades, without fear or hesitation, have given 245 years of devoted and unwavering service to America and to the defense of our priceless freedoms. Happy birthday to America's Army. May God continue to bless our great nation and the United States Army.
And is it a privilege to be a part and a member of the Eagle Battalion here at Georgia Southern University. Dr. Cathcart, I want to take a second and say thank you for those inspiring words and also your support to Georgia Southern University and the Eagle Battalion. Through your actions, we have received over $350,000 in scholarship money to help ensure that the Army is increasing its size with the best team available, including the most recently announced next Eagle Battalion Cadet Battalion Commander, Cadet Aaron Jeter, who is a recipient of one of your 4-year Minuteman scholarships. Sir, thank you for helping us identify America's next generation of heroes. It is my honor and privilege today to take part in an Army ceremony that has a rich tradition, and that is cutting of the Army birthday cake. And today, I am joined by 2 phenomenal leaders. It is always tradition to have the oldest serving member of the unit, and the youngest serving member of the unit join together and cut the Army birthday cake. Today, I am joined by Colonel Joseph Vongs, Commander, 6th Brigade, United States Army Cadet Command. As the oldest member, sorry sir,
No problem.
and Lieutenant Shannon Wimmerly, who is the youngest member of the unit, a recent class of 2020 graduate from the Eagle Battalion, and recipient of the Daughters of American Revolution ROTC Award, to join us in cutting the cake today. Are you all ready to cut this cake?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Army.